Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Crafternoon at Kamloops Public Library. I am Nicole, and I am going to show you how to make some really super cool things. Some of you may have seen these before, but I don't know where I grew up, but I did not grow up making these. They look like something I would have loved when I was a young person. So all you're going to need is some brightly colored paper, or some paper that you have colored brightly. And one of these fancy things if you have one. If not, they can also be done with a ruler, a pair of scissors, and a writing implement of your choice. So what we need to do is cut strips of paper the length of a regular sheet of printer paper. This one is, for the big ones, is 2 centimeters. For the medium-sized one, it is about 1.5 centimeters. And for the teeny tiny ones, 0.5 centimeter. So you just cut a bunch of strips, and I'll show you what I'm making because they're pretty freaking fabulous. I've got mine in a jar, and I plan on filling this entire jar. They are little puffy paper stars, and they are fabulous. They're gonna look so nice when I have this entire jar filled. It's probably gonna take me until Christmas. No, not really. They don't take that long. I made these in about, this many in about 45 minutes once I figured out how to do them. They're cute little things for like taping onto gifts too, I think, if you're giving a gift. So, I'm gonna show you guys how to make these. This is why you're so close, so that you can see the steps. Sorry if it's awkward for you. So, you wanna take your strip of paper, and you wanna twist it so that it kind of looks like a ribbon. And what we are going to do is we are going to tie a knot. And as we are pulling our knot, we're going to be super careful because we don't want our papers to bend. And as we tighten, we want one end longer and one end shorter. And as we tighten, we're going to start to flatten it until we have a shape that looks like this. To you, it'll look like that. Do you see the knot? See how that works? So now this extra little end we don't need. You can either trim it off or you can fold it back, but you don't want it hanging over the edge. So you're probably wise to just trim it off a bit. It's okay if it dangles a bit, because what we're going to do, starting with this long edge, we're going to start wrapping it and just following the outlines of that shape that we have made. And you want them to line up with the edges. So fold, fold, and it will just kind of naturally want to lay against the side that it's supposed to lay against. And you're just going to keep doing this over and over. Until all you have left is a teeny tiny little bit. Now, I'm super close now. See how you have a little V right there? We're going to tuck that into that V. This is a tricky part. This is a part that I might have to take my glasses off for because my eyes are not the best. There. Now it's all tucked in, nice and neat. So to form the points of the star, I'm going to get one out. So to get from this flat shape to this star shape, I'm going to take a finger and a thumb, and you're just going to pinch it. Honestly, this is the trickiest part. The folding is not the trickiest part. Sometimes this doesn't work, and you just have to kind of junk your star. And you're just going to keep going around in the middle, thumb and finger, and pinching. See, yeah, this one isn't turning out as nicely as the other one. You'd think the big ones would be easier to make, but actually it's the medium-sized ones that are the easiest to make. My star is not even. Not all of them will be even. So I'm going to do a couple more, just so that you can get it down pat. We're going to do a medium-sized one now. So down, around, through the hole to start your knot. Wow, Nicole, that's not working. It's because I was not watching while I was doing it. I was watching the camera to see what I was doing, and through. And carefully slide your knot up, flattening gently as you go, pulling it snug, but you don't want those papers to curl like that, so you don't want to pull it too tight. And then you can squish it flat, and your tail end gets either snipped or wrapped around the back. And then with this long piece, we start folding it like that, and like that, and like that. I don't know what makes the medium-sized ones easiest to both fold and puff up when they're done, but they're the ones that I found the easiest to do. And if your edge is a little bit too short to wrap around, to tuck into that V that we did with the first one, give it a bit of a snip and tuck it on the other side. That's my awkward needing to fill the void with my voice sound. So we have our little shapey. Now finger and thumb. Push the sides in while squeezing the tip, and it should puff up into little stars. Oh, that one's nice. I love the pink one. Okay, one more time. I will show you guys with the tiniest one to make itsy bitsy little stars. So we make a loop, we start a knot, we gently pull it until it flattens, give it a little squeeze. We'll trim that edge because it's super long and fold it over, and then we start folding. This one I don't even think you're going to be able to see what I'm doing, but the beauty of virtual programs is that you guys can pause or rewind to work along with me as you need to. You can relive my awkwardness over and over and over again. Lucky you. I only have to live it once. The tiny ones are the most durable because they're the ones that you make the most folds with. I'm just going to stop right there. Trim my edge and tuck it. Oh, she's going to be tricky. There. Good enough. And now, teeny tiny. This helps if you have fingernails. Well, everybody has fingernails, but it helps if you have longer fingernails. At least I hope you have fingernails. I don't know, you may have suffered some horrific hammer accident. Oh, see, sometimes the tiny ones are really tricky. It's not perfect, but I'll show you what a nice one looks like. The teeny tiny stars to put in your jars. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.